What's up? Luke with Crew Gaming. I thought about doing this video selfie style, but I'm too lazy at the moment. I'm tired, man. We just did top 64. I finished 12th after day one and 46th after Swiss. Lost in top 64 to a dude that I beat in Swiss, so shout out to him. Just go right into it, man. I'll do some shout outs afterwards, so stick around. Yeah. We got 3 Fenrir, 2 Unicorn, just kidding, 3 Unicorn, 2 Arise Heart. People are cutting this to 1, but I hate that. I think 2 is really good. Kashtira, Scareclaw, and Ogre. Ogre's cool in mirror matches because it's bigger than everything else, and it just also can search the trap to help in like the lock 5 and whatever. So you kind of have to play it, but it's like the one that you kind of don't want to play. 3 Ashes. Ash is just insane against Branded. It's okay in the mirror match. It's not like the best. And and like everybody I activated these against is like, what is that? Like, it's an Ash, bro. It's just it's a goo Ash. And it's just good against like other matchups, like other non-Kashtira matchups. Pretty much, it's okay against the mirror. But I usually side it out against the mirror. We have 2 Nibs. I never really played this card, like besides a crossout target, but I really liked it this weekend. I wasn't sure if you should be playing it this weekend because just like people have been playing around it, but then people started not playing around it because nobody's playing Nib, and then people started playing Nib, and it's just like this weird thing, this weird Nibiru paradox. But we played it. It did really well this weekend. 3 Planet, obviously. 3 Theosis, obviously. 3 Birth. This is the absolute best card in the deck. I've literally top decked this like to win games. I literally had no cards one game, and I top decked Birth and just won. Like, it's insane. I had 100 life points and 0 cards, and my opponent had a field, like not like an amazing field, but because we were grinding, but he had a field presence, and I just top decked Birth and I killed him that turn.
That'll do it.
Yeah, this card is absolutely insane. So 3 Prosperity. Shout out Jabin for these. He said I'm not allowed to give them back, so I owe you 3 Pot of Prosperities. 2 Desires. I kind of hated this card in theory, but it only lost me 1 game. I thought that I was going to banish a bunch of a bunch of engine and just not be able to play, and that happened 1 game against Pack in round 9. I banished like 10 Kashtira cards, like 8. It was like 8 Kashtira cards, and I just could not play. Like, I had nothing to search or anything. But so Desires is okay, but it's really good to have an extra card than your opponent. So like, I think that you just need to play it, I guess. And Terraforming, and that's like the engine spells. And then we have the 3 Book of Moons. This thing is insane. It's absolutely insane. I ran into no Saravis, but I don't think like normal people were playing Saravis really this weekend. But in the future, I mean. And then 3 Crossout. I think you need to play Crossout. Crossout's insane. And like, even if you don't stop Nib, I stopped so many Ashes and so many Imperms this weekend that it's just.
Do you want to talk about why Crossout over Lance?
Crossout over Lance?
Yeah.
So, I kind of hate Lance, to be honest, and the reason I started hating Lance is because I was playing it testing it against the Runic Materia deck, which it should overperform against, and it just did nothing, like half of the games. So, in theory, if you're playing Crossout, you will be able to do combos, like big combos, more often than Lance. Even if Lance, like, helps your board not get outed, like especially if you're playing more conservatively, like Crossout gives you the option to play like to generate a heavier board. And it also, if you don't want to generate the heavier board, if you just want to end on like 2 Arise Heart or 1 Arise Heart or like the Lock 3 combo, it's still good because a lot of people are playing Book of Moon. A lot of people are playing, I can't cross out Eclipse because I'm not playing it, but a lot of people are playing Eclipse. A lot of people are playing just like the same hand traps.
You can Ash Eclipse.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And it's just, I think it's really good. I think it's better than Lance. I just think the things that it stops there's a lot more things in it stops than Lance stops, in my opinion. I think they're better things. So I think that's the reason to play this. I probably won't play this deck without playing this unless the format changes quite a bit. And that's it for the spells. So the traps, Too Evenly. I've always hated 2 of this card. It's the same as Lightning Storm. I hate playing 2 of cards that you can't control any cards to play. Because like if I'm going second, I want to open it, and if I'm not going second, like I just don't want to draw it. So like it ups the chance of me drawing it later in the game and like not first, if that makes sense. Because I don't know, but it actually performed really well. I didn't resolve it that much. It was just kind of in there. I never used it as a cross-out target because like nobody was playing evenly this weekend. But like the couple of times it did resolve, it did well. But this may be like the weakest card in the deck for me just because it very rarely resolved. 2 Imperm. This card was insane. I wanted to play as many cards as I could that were good going first and going second. Imperm is one of them. Imperm, Crossout's pretty good going first or second. Book of Moon's good going first or second. I wanted to play a lot of those cards. So 2 Imperm. I just couldn't fit the 3 because the deck's really tight, but like 3 might be good. The card's really good in my opinion. And then 1 Big Bang, 1 Preparation. Obviously, you have to have Big Bang for the combo. And then Preparation, I expected to be playing more conservatively and trying to grind this weekend, like quite a bit of the time. So I thought Preparation would be a good card to like help me do that and further like my game state as we grind. So this is good. I also expected to see what's the deck? Trap Tricks. And this like just is really good against Trap Tricks. It also is good against like Runic Materia. They activate Tree and you rip a card out of their hand. Like it's just good against like a few decks with its secondary effect, and its effect summon is just good against everything. So I think the card's pretty good to play at the moment. My main deck is 42. I hate consistency, so I figured 42. Why not?
Hey, it worked.
The extra 2 were Desires, so the extra 2 are draw cards. I figured it's fine, right? But that's it for the main 42. And here's the extra. So 3 Arise, 2 Shangri-La, 2 Zeus. I never summoned 2 Zeus. I played really weird this weekend. I never summoned 2 Zeus, but like you have to play 2 Zeus, right? Because like a lot of times if I summoned 1 Zeus, the game was just over at that point, basically. But you have to play 2 in case they rip 1, right? It's just the nature of this format. So my one-ofs are 1 Diablosis. I've been playing 2 for a while, but I just don't think it's necessary. I was banishing off Prosperities like every single game. 1 Big Eye. We had a very, very, very long conversation about whether I should play 2 or 1 of this. I played 1. I maybe should have played 2. I don't know. I still don't know if I should have played 2. But I may have played 2 of this over Dracosac, like looking back. Dracosac outs like some Floodgates, but this is, I feel like, just better to have, especially since Kashtira was so prevalent here. This is way better than Dracosac against Kashtira. If I'd have known I was going to be playing like 7 or 8 Kashtira matchups, I'd probably have played 2 of these. But going forward, I might. I don't know. A Dark Arm. This card's insane. The couple of times I resolved it, it was really good. Then Dracosac, I've already kind of talked about that. It was okay. I summoned it 1 time. Or 2 times. Baron. I summoned Baron a lot, actually. A lot more than I expected to. And a lot of matchups, like summoning Baron is better than having an Ashe, so you just kind of want to do it. Even if you're not playing around Nib, like sometimes just summoning Baron's better. And there was 1 match where I had, what did I have? I had a Birth on field. He passed. I had no targets in deck to summon with Fenrir or anything. Like I had my deck was like 4 cards. I drew Ashe for turn. I go Birth back a Fenrir, summon Ashe, summon Baron, and then I popped he had 1 monster, I popped it and I tagged. And it was just like, I grinded out like that, so I had in the gate and he had no cards. And that was pretty cool. So Baron's just like a good option, I think, and especially when Ashe just kind of sucks. Sometimes, like drawing a later game. Donner as my 1 playable link. You got to add out the Nib token, and like if you see Ibly, which I saw 1 time, but you gotta Ashe the Nib token. Or you got to out the nib token. 1 Goliath and 1 Garura. So I drew like 1 card all weekend with this. It really didn't do much. But I think that having the like pressure of like, if I get rid of this, my opponent's going to draw a card and it might help him out my board is pretty good. Even if it doesn't resolve, just like them knowing that. And I played against 1 Runic Materia, so like this underperformed because it literally never did anything. But I feel like you have to have it because the deck is in the format.
It's good against Gamma too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. That happened once, but it was just a weird like resolution, and I don't know. Like it is good. Like a lot of more people are playing Gamma too. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, neither of those things ever really happened this weekend, so it was just kind of like there. But I always attached it just in case. Like it was always under there. So that's it for the extra. The side, my side is kind of strange. So I got D-Shifter. D-Shifter overperformed in the early rounds. Like when I was playing against Branded, when I was playing against just like random decks, and like the theory is also against the Runic Materia deck. It's really good. Against Branded, you can't get gimmick. It's harder to gimmick puppet you, and then like it just limits their plays. But this card's really good. But in the later rounds, when I was playing against like Cash and just like other like meta decks, it underperformed a little bit. But like in theory, if I was playing against Sprite or Runic Materia, it would have been good. So there's that. 3 Dark Ruler no morphs. Shout out Jabin for these 2. These things are crazy. This card came up, like, I think I activated it once, but I sided it in a lot. I sided it against like every Kashtira, because going first into the Kashtira, or going second into the Kashtira board, I feel like this card just does a lot. If they don't lock your back row zones, like if they end on 2 Arise Heart, you just out them. If they end on like the lock 3, you just out it. If like anything but lock 5 back row, this outs, and so I think it's really good at the moment. When I going forward, I'd probably play 2. I was playing 3 because in case I went into a matchup like a rogue matchup, or like just something that I wanted to like Branded, I'll play this against because of the Dragoon that they're playing now. Like outs Dragoon and like stuff like that. So, but I never really wanted to side 3, so I may just like cut it to 2 going forward. 3 Cosmic. Runic Materia, it's good against this deck. It's good against a lot of stuff, but the reason I played this over any other spell trap removal is because of anti-spell, because I am deathly terrified of anti-spell, and this outs it, right? If they activate it, you chain to it, and it also does hurt Runic Materia, but anti-spell is more what I had in mind when playing it. 2 enemy controllers, shout out Chris for this, baby. I sided these in. He said he bought this weekend. He said, you're going to draw it every time you side it in, baby. This one's crazy. And I drew it. I never drew this one, and I drew this one almost every time I sided it in.
Let's go.
It's crazy, baby. But this did pretty well. Like, when I saw these, they performed really well. Like, the idea being, like, if your opponent Fenrir targets your monster, you can tribute your monster and take like their Rise Heart, or like just whatever you need, and it outs like 2 cards for 1, which is really, really nice in the mirror. So this card's good. I only activated it a few times, but when I did, it was really good. 1 Duster, because if you're playing this card, you probably need to play Duster, and this card just like is really good against random trap decks and whatnot. But Anti-Spell was the MVP this weekend. This won me a lot of games and a lot of rounds. I love this card. We were talking about, me and Trevor, one of our teammates, were talking about this versus, what's the other card? I don't remember. Whatever trap negates quick plays and fails.
Magic Deflector.
Yeah, Magic Deflector. Yeah, we were talking about this versus Magic Deflector, and I just think this is way better against the mirror. Magic Deflector is really good, and he played that. Maybe it is better because he's still in the event.
Well, I will say that I saw you flip that against a lot of mirror matches, and the look on their faces was not looks of pleasure.
My play of the weekend, like my favorite play of the weekend, was drawing this, making 2 Arise Heart, setting Anti-Spell, and passing. And then like the odds of them outing Anti-Spell double Arise Heart is very, very low. right? And like they have to use at least 2 to 3 cards out of their hand to do that. And at that point, like they're playing with 3 cards, and it's just a lot harder to out my field and then be able to play. But this card's insane. I think especially against the mirror, it's insane against Frangella. It's insane against a lot of branded. This thing blows branded out of the water, man.
Yeah.
But
you don't care about Oliver resolving and stuff.
Oh no. This overperformed for sure. But that's it for the deck. Hope you guys liked it. Shout outs, man. Shout out to Alex for winning that plushie, baby. I topped and my girlfriend won the Rescue Rabbit plushie. Shout out CM as always, CM Games. Sir, sponsoring us. Them, you know, hooking us up and like being really supportive helps us get to a lot of events like this, and not just get to, just like be able to play like we do. They host like 7 locals a week. It's insane, and just like they're really supportive of us. Shout out Chris, man. Shout out Fox. Shout out everybody on the team that's been helping and grinding. We're in Discord. Like, I'm not alive, but we're in Discord. They're in Discord every night. And we're playtesting in person, Therian, and good group of guys, 100%. But shout out everybody back home. Yeah, man. Everybody let me borrow cards, and it's been a fun weekend. Like, subscribe, please. I'm begging you. And see you in the next one, man.
Shout out to the Goose.